Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back to the ChatGTM podcast. It's Michael Beck with Think Tank GTM here live from the Restaurant Leadership Conference in Phoenix, Arizona, the beautiful Marriott Resort. I am fortunate enough to be with a brand that I've loved for a long time, California Fish Grill. I used to eat there all the time. I lived over in Irvine. There's one right by my house.
Yep.
Also know some of your team members, Ali and Jay. Well, I know Ali, who's Jay's wife, but also Patrick Wyatt. I've been watching you guys for years. So Paul, thank you for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
How are you this morning?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Lovely morning.
Isn't it? So, and plus I need to get him out of the Sonoran sun because in this suit, he's probably getting a little schwitzy here in a minute. So,
Okay.
But this is Paul Potvin, the CFO of California Fish Grill. And then we're here with their partners from Unplugged. Your name again, sir?
Ali Bullock, CTO at Unplugged Dining.
Oh, big mucky mucks here. We got the C-suite in the house. But leadership conference, as it implies, we have some of the C-suite from both the tech companies and from the restaurants that are using their solutions. And today we're here to talk to Paul about what they're doing with Unplug over at California Fish Grill, and some of the benefits and results they've seen and why they created this innovation and this collaboration together to drive new and better results, which we're all looking for. So Paul, tell me a little bit. Well, first, let people know what California Fish Grill is if they haven't heard of you. I don't know where you've been if you haven't. Yeah, so a little bit.
So we are a fast casual seafood restaurant that takes high quality, sustainable seafood and does it at an affordable price, so that any guest can liberate the love of seafood and enjoy it every day that they can get into our restaurants. So with that, we were trying to find ways that we needed to continue to get it into the hands of people. And obviously, COVID changed the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
COVID changed the world in terms of how people wanted to get their food and how they wanted to have access to ordering. And so we've continued to evolve our entire tech stack since COVID. It started with doing kiosks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can start capturing some customer information. And believe it or not, about 65% of our in-store transactions are running through that kiosk. So,
Wow,
so we have
okay.
a very large digital native activity going on, so we can learn a lot more about our customers and take that data and really make educated decisions. So behind that, obviously, we always had a website and we always had online ordering, but it was your standard, website. It was static. We weren't really modifying it very much.
Yeah.
And then on the app side, we were just on a white label app, right? So we really couldn't modify it to do anything that we wanted to. So we got introduced to Unplug, and one of our goals was to customize our website, customize our app, and make it so that it was a living, breathing thing, and it was constantly changing, constantly evolving. We're tweaking, we're playing, we're testing. Some stuff works, some stuff doesn't, but we learn fast, we fail fast, and we move on, and we keep the things that obviously that are working. So it's a big change for us.
Well, real quick, Paul, and part of being in leadership is mitigating risk at all costs, right? And so what made you and your team feel so good about Ali and his team to say, we want to do this together?
So, part of how when you start working with partners is understanding each other's goals.
Mm-hmm.
And right out of the gates, that was the first thing they asked us is, what are you guys trying to accomplish, right?
They weren't just pitching?
No, it's funny. I play baseball. So pitching for me means a whole lot. But no, the different type of pitching. I understand. Right. But no, they wanted to understand what our goals were.
Yep.
And so that was first and foremost. And then they said these are the things that we want to do, and they had a platform.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't look at our website as, here it is, we're going to build you a website. Here's an app. We're going to build you an app. They said, this is a platform that we're going to continue to build and improve upon, and you're going to be part of this journey with us. And the benefit of this for me is they have other clients, right? And so they may have ideas that we don't have,
right?
And we get to benefit from those ideas.
Cross-pollination.
As well. Yes,
like that.
And so, whenever we get those updates, they keep us in the loop on what's coming, and we bring ideas to the table, and they ask us prioritize, where do you want it, and where we're going to put it on the roadmap, and it gets built out over time, right? And so, it takes discipline, right? Because we want everything all the time now.
We also want time value.
But Ali really pushes back and goes, is that really a priority? Because we got these other higher priority.
That's a partner there. A vendor would say, let's just do it and get in the weeds, right?
Yep. But we have these weekly calls with the team, and we have a planner, and we have a test environment we get to play around with, and so it's pretty cool. And I'm the finance guy, right? But I sit in with these folks because I'm looking at all the data, and we're analyzing it together, and we're all growing together. I mean, I'm starting to use Claude and AI, and they're in the same boat. And so we're all learning together. We're sharing all the things that, even if it's not related to our app and a website, that's the kind of partner you want.
So Ali, with clarity, what is Unplug as a business? I mean, right now we're talking a lot of custom development stuff. So let's foundationally let the audience know what is Unplug and how they should be thinking about you.
Yeah, unPLUG is a digital experience and guest engagement platform.
Okay.
So we really believe like the experience component of hospitality, and as digital is now part of life, especially with younger consumers, that experience needs to be in the digital. You need to be able to compete. You need to be able to give a phenomenal experience, but also leverage the advantage of digital to be able to have more data and be smarter about your business. And really, that's how we operate with California Fish Grill. And it's very special to see Paul join those weekly meetings with us too. That allows us to move a lot faster and come up with better ideas.
And when you started working with them initially, and your team had those collaborative and consultative calls, what was the first kind of revelation? Like, here's the place we're going to start first.
Right. Well, it came from looking at the whole blueprint, right?
Okay.
The whole business, and understanding the opportunity, the LTV, and what strategy that we want to drive. And we've really shifted behavior in California Fish Grill. We wanted to increase frequency, and frequency that lived in the mobile app. So we grew the mobile app significantly over the first year that we were there, and now we're reaping the benefits of that because of that repeat behavior. That initial investment is now turning into significant first-party growth.
Okay, so now this question back to Paul. So Paul, when we're talking about that, you're the one that's looking at the bottom line. You're looking at the lift that's given you. What have you seen as far as impact? I don't know if you can give me numbers, but percentages you could probably do.
Yeah, so the beautiful thing is we've had an amazing first quarter. Our business is heavy Lent users, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we love Lent.
I remember that.
And it drives our business on Fridays. But the reality is that we see that as an opportunity to market our business, and so we've really put a lot of investment this year in the app downloads and really driving the app downloads. So we've actually, in this first quarter alone, grew our app downloads by about 45,000 app downloads. And that has driven us in our just app-only sales up 70% year to date, just in the app-only sales.
How do you attribute the app downloads? So what is it the way it looks, feels? Why is the consumer now grabbing that?
So in the past, we always had an app, right? But we didn't have this offer tab in the app that provided the guest a value, right? So it was a convenience factor. That's what it was for them. They can quickly order, get in and get out. But now the value extends where we can reward them. We will have challenges, like we'll do spring challenges. If you order, so many bowls over, an 8-week period of time, you will get a reward at the end, and we put that reward in the app. So now there's value to the guest that goes beyond that. The value on the plate that we give you for the price that we give you for seafood, it's incredible. So we can do your traditional loyalty program, where it's off automatically a discount coming on. So we do this as kind of a surprise and delight. We also, put some challenges in there. We will put some offers in there. And so now the guests are redeeming that at a high rate. And we're finding that those guests that redeem those offers are coming 2 to 3 more times frequently than people that don't redeem offers. So the benefit of the whole thing is continuing, to get some momentum. And so we're continuing to push the app downloads. We're continuing to make sure that our guests understand the value of the app and that it's not just an ordering tool now.
That's fantastic. It's not just window dressing, right? It's actually doing something.
Yep.
Remind me, is California Fish Grill wholly owned? Is it a franchise organization?
We are company owned, 100% company owned.
Okay.
We have 66 locations in 5 states now.
Okay.
And so we're continuing to expand on the East Coast, and we're trying to make sure.
Are you coming to Florida?
Not yet. We're right now in the DC market, so we're in Maryland and Virginia. Those are the 3 we just opened up in the last 6 months, and so we're trying to build out that Mid-Atlantic market, and we'll make our way down.
Wow. Well, I've been doing technology for a long time, and it's kind of rare when you actually have a brand sit with their partner. It's like, hey, we'll talk about one day when we're on the other side of the rainbow, but it never usually comes to fruition. This is a huge testimonial. If you actually sit there bravely with your partner and say, they did this for us, that says a lot, right? That shows that you guys both have a stake in the game, that you actually care about each other. It's not just a transaction. That's refreshing.
Yeah, and you listen, most relationships are 2 ways, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way they're going to work.
If
If it's only one-sided,
yeah,
the other side eventually is going to get worn out and it's going to go, not worth it to me. And listen, they came into us and they promised us results. And so they had to live up to those results. And the only way to live up to those results is for us to work together. And they have delivered on those results.
That's beautiful. And Ali, last question before we close out here. For you, who's your customer outside of California Fish Grill? If somebody's watching now that's a brand that's suffering through a moment in time, what do they look like? What do they feel like? How are you looking to help them?
Yeah, our company specializes with brands 50 to 500, and we give them a competitive edge. We give them engineering resources, we give them data analytics, we give them a strategy, and we work together to achieve those goals. And we really believe that the digital experience is pivotal in this, in the next 10 years. So any brand that wants to be competitive out there, do something a little bit different, push the standard, and be avant-garde, we're here for them.
Beautiful. Well, guys, this has been perfect. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. Paul and Ali, this has been a great session. And if you saw anything here that you loved about this, talk to Paul, talk to Ali, engage with them. They're going to be here at the show for the next 2 days. And for now, this is a ChatGTM podcast signing off here from the Restaurant Leadership Conference. And I'm excited to see that there's partnerships like this that are alive and well in our industry. I mean, they're just not making transactions. They're actually making real impact that do a lot more than just improve the bottom line. They're building relationships and telling a great story. So thank you so much for that, guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Michael.
You too. Thank you. See you guys on the next one.